During a recent episode of The View, co-host Joy Behar launched a sharp critique of Meghan Markle's wildfire relief efforts in Los Angeles, accusing the Duchess of Sussex of prioritizing her image over genuine charity. Behar claimed that Markle's actions during her visit to wildfire relief centers appeared performative and designed to boost her personal brand rather than make a meaningful impact. Her remarks, met with applause from the studio audience, set the tone for an intense discussion on celebrity philanthropy, privilege, and public perception. Guest Susie Essman, known for her blunt humor, joined the fray by likening Markle's efforts to a scripted Hollywood production, further intensifying the segment's biting tone. Markle's visit to wildfire relief centers was accompanied by a camera crew, and footage from the event quickly spread across social media. However, critics were quick to point out what they perceived as a lack of authenticity, claiming that the high-profile nature of the visit overshadowed the cause itself. Observers suggested this fit a broader pattern of Markle's public appearances, which often seem meticulously orchestrated for maximum media attention. Behar raised questions about Markle's sudden interest in Los Angeles, emphasizing her limited connection to the city, while Essman doubled down by mocking what she described as Markle's entitlement and apparent detachment from the reality of the communities she sought to help. The segment touched a nerve, sparking immediate backlash and debate online. Hashtags like #MeghanMarkleFireTour began trending, with users taking sides in a fiery argument about the sincerity of celebrity-driven philanthropy. Many sided with Behar and Essman, sharing similar frustrations over celebrities who, in their view, use charity as a platform to bolster their image. Others defended Markle, arguing that any attention drawn to important causes, whether accompanied by cameras or not, should still be valued. The divide highlighted a growing societal weariness of public figures who seem to prioritize their personal brand over actual impact. The criticism of Markle extended beyond just her wildfire relief visit. Social media users and commentators pointed out past instances where the Duchess's actions were viewed as image-centric rather than selfless. For example, her highly publicized charity work in impoverished areas, often accompanied by luxury fashion choices, has drawn scrutiny for appearing tone-deaf. Markle's trip to Nigeria, where she reportedly spent a fortune on designer outfits while visiting one of the world's poorest nations, was cited as another example of her privilege overshadowing the intended message of empathy and support. Behar and Essman's remarks on The View echoed these sentiments, tapping into broader frustrations with what they described as a performative style of activism. The broader cultural conversation fueled by this episode reflects a growing skepticism about celebrity involvement in philanthropy. For years, public figures have used their star power to draw attention to pressing social issues, often under the scrutiny of critics who question their motives. Increasingly, audiences are asking whether such efforts are genuinely impactful or merely designed to enhance the public image of the celebrities themselves. Markle's critics, in particular, have accused her of adopting high-profile causes with the intent of crafting a persona of compassion and relatability, while her detractors argue that her efforts often lack the substance needed to effect real change. Behar and Essman's comments also highlighted public fatigue with a particular type of celebrity privilege: the notion that stars, particularly those from elite backgrounds, operate with a sense of entitlement that detaches them from the realities of the people they claim to serve. This sentiment is especially amplified when their charitable actions seem to be more about visibility than actual contribution. For Behar, Markle's decision to bring a camera crew along during such a sensitive and devastating crisis only deepened suspicions about her intentions. To her, this wasn't a case of a celebrity leveraging their fame for good, but rather another example of attention-seeking behavior dressed up as altruism. As with many debates surrounding Meghan Markle, the conversation didn't end with the episode of The View. Social media platforms became battlegrounds, with supporters and detractors clashing over the fine line between genuine philanthropy and self-promotion. Supporters of Markle argued that her visibility was critical in raising awareness for issues like the wildfires, while others dismissed her actions as hollow attempts at remaining in the public eye. Some even suggested that the criticism she faces is amplified by her ongoing struggles with public perception, which has remained divisive since her exit from the British royal family. Ultimately, this discussion on The View transcended Markle herself, tapping into a much larger societal issue: the role of privilege and authenticity in modern philanthropy. For some, the visibility of celebrities at charity events feels like a necessary evil, offering much-needed attention to causes that might otherwise go ignored. For others, it is a shallow display of wealth and influence, more about showcasing the celebrity than providing meaningful aid. Markle, as both a public figure and a polarizing personality, finds herself at the center of this debate, a symbol of both the potential and the pitfalls of celebrity-driven activism. As the online discourse continues, one thing is certain: Markle's actions, and the subsequent commentary from figures like Joy Behar and Susie Essman, have reignited questions about authenticity and impact in a world increasingly skeptical of celebrity motives. Whether she is seen as a compassionate advocate or a self-serving public figure depends on whom you ask, but her wildfire relief efforts have undeniably added another chapter to her already polarizing public legacy.